everyone has to work at their own pace, and not everyone is cut out to be a business owner. We're solving a problem that's universal. Everyone has dirty, stinky, gross garbage cans. If there's a problem that's common, boom, you know you can provide a solution, go for it. And we're growing the Bin Blasters brand around the country through franchising. So it's fun sharing this with other people and showing them that, hey, you don't have to do a job that you can't stand. You don't have to go in to an office to work for a guy you don't like. Like, you can start a business that's simple and scalable.
Welcome to the podcast, Casey. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I guess I'm just going to jump in with my first question. Could you tell us a little bit about your career and what you do?
You bet. So about 6 years ago, I started a company called Bin Blasters, where we clean garbage cans right at the curb with equipment that is made to clean them very quickly. We're able to pull up, hook the cans in the trailer, lift them up, spray them out with boiling hot water. All the dirty stuff slides into the trailer, and the water captures below, and we can leave those cans back by the garage smelling really good. Usually we spray lavender into them. And people sign up for a subscription service, and they absolutely love it. We're growing across the country.
Yeah. How did you get into this industry?
Well, I was actually working for a company, and I was selling a marketing software or marketing services to home service companies. And I saw how a lot of them were doing crazy amounts of revenue, but they were 1 or 2 man operations, and they weren't answering their phone. They weren't doing a great job with marketing, but they were still making a lot of money. So I was like, I don't want to be in an office. I'd rather be outside providing a service of some kind.
Yeah.
And I had thought of garbage can cleaning 4 or 5 years previous, but didn't jump into it then. And then as I thought about it 4 or 5 years later, there was then equipment that could clean garbage cans quickly. So that validated the idea that I had. So I knew other people had the same idea. I knew that if I wanted my cans clean, other people would. So we jumped in. We built our really first basic rig about 6 years ago. And then we've just been growing since then, different type of equipment. And now we build our own equipment, and we sell that around the country. And we're growing the Bin Blasters brand around the country through franchising.
Yeah. Don't you have like 23 franchisees now or something? What's your number?
We
How many
have 30
franchisees?
locations now.
30 locations.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, in various stages of growth. Some are open, some are just getting open. We've just sold our first 3-pack, we call it, as a 3 territory in Omaha, and they'll be open, this fall or early next year. It's really exciting. We're solving a problem that's universal. Everyone has dirty, stinky, gross garbage cans.
Yeah. So you're talking about validating the idea. Do you think it's important to get a business idea validated before you just jump into it?
Well, it depends on the business, right? If there's a problem that's common, boom, you know you can provide a solution, go for it. If it's a crazy idea, yeah, you're going to need some kind of validation. Is this a problem I can solve for money? But with garbage cans, everyone has a couple of them. They're all gross, and garbage isn't going anywhere. So it was an obvious one for me to jump into.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you guys market? How do you get your clients there?
Well, we do a lot of digital advertising. We do a lot of content creation that I make on our national page. And we have some fun things in the works. As we grow our network of franchisees, we realize how much more content we need to make. So now we've got an agency working on content for us, and we've got some other fun things. But a lot of digital advertising, a lot of boots on the ground effort, like canvassing. We have a specialized sticker we get made that we can slap on a garbage can lid, and it flaps
That's
in the
sweet.
wind, so it's really easy to peel off. And then there's an advertisement right on there with a QR code. We do door hangers as well. We put those on either door handles or the garbage can handles. There's a lot of ways to market home service businesses, and we do as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. So what's been some of your favorite parts of the Bin Blasters business?
Showing people what's doable. We may have over 5,000 videos out there about garbage can cleaning, and people just discover it, and they're like, this is a thing. Not only is it a thing, this is a business I could start very simply, and I could park my trailer in my garage, and I can run a whole business from my house, and I don't need inventory or employees. Like, I could do this myself. So it's fun sharing this with other people and showing them that, hey, you don't have to do a job that you can't stand. You don't have to go in to an office to work for a guy you don't like. Like, you can start a business that's simple and scalable.
Yeah. Yeah. If you got paid a base salary, let's say of like $200,000, do you think you'd still do this, or would you pick a different job? Like, is this what you love at this point, or do you feel like
I
you might do something
love
else?
creating businesses, right?
Mhm.
There's about 10 businesses I would love to go out and do right now, but we're so focused on this. And so, yeah, I love what we do right now because we're sharing it with people and we're growing something around the country. I never thought
Yeah.
this would go that far. I thought we would just be the largest in Utah. I'd have 5 or 10 trucks up and down Utah. But once we started making content and it blew up, I was like, wow, this is a national thing. Let's just do it. So we just did it.
Yeah.
We just did it.
Do you think it blew up because there's such a high market for it?
Yeah, and I made so many videos, right? I didn't stop. Some days I didn't want
Yeah.
to, but I kept making those videos, so we kept showing that it's a thing. And then other people that clean bins, they make videos as well. So now if you watch one video on TikTok or Instagram about garbage can cleaning, the algorithm picks it up pretty quick and it's going to show you all kinds of videos about garbage can cleaning. So we just keep making those vids and
Yeah.
just keep growing
So what did the videos look like when you started, and how are they different now?
it. The very first one that I made was in my shop, and it was about a year after we started, and it was a lot slower paced. I watch it now and I want to just like, oh, hurry, get to it, get to the point. But right now, you just got to be so quick with stuff. You got to get to the point. You got to show stuff. You can't just sit. Like I can't. I don't think people are interested in listening to me talk. Crazy enough, they're more interested in watching us clean garbage cans, which I'm fine with. But I was out there for about 2 years, pretty much filming every day, just cleaning garbage cans, and we got up to about 250,000 followers, and we just keep making them now. Now it's more business stuff and more talking about why people get their bins cleaned and what bin blasters can do and how we can help other people get started.
Yeah. So did the videos first, was it like more marketing for your own bin blasters, or was it more of the franchising? Has it grown over the years?
Yeah. Initially, it was just talking about bin blasters, right? I didn't know how the algorithm worked or who was seeing the videos. So I knew people in Utah were seeing the videos,
Mhm.
but I didn't know how many people around the country. And then it started, like, after that video went viral, that was the first one. And I was kind of hooked, like, wow, it worked. People are really curious about this. And so I just kept going from there. And then if something worked, I kept making those style of videos. And then I'll try this or I'll try that. Some videos get 1,000 views and some get up 10 million views, right? But we just we're shifting some focus now. We have some new content in the works and we have some fun things that are getting made. And we
Yeah.
have a whole new style of content coming out that we'll start doing this fall. And we want to get more into entertaining people again rather than just
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about. I don't want. I'm tired of selling. I want to entertain.
Yeah, yeah, add value first, because that's what people come onto those platforms for, is to be entertained.
I want to be entertained, and if I can entertain them, and it just happens to be the Bin Blasters logo, and it's has
Yeah.
something to do with garbage cans, great. It works. They understand there's a link in my profile. Click on the link, or they see the name and they find it. If people want the service, we want them to think of Bin Blasters first. We just want to
Yeah.
be the brand around the country. That's the first option. If we're not in their town yet, all right, they'll hire someone else. But if we show up in their town, we want them to jump over and be a Bin Blasters customer. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Is there other competitors in this industry?
Sure, there's a bunch. There's bin cleaners all over the country. We sell equipment to bin cleaners to get started, and if they're not in a Bin Blasters franchised area, we'd sell them equipment. But there
Yeah.
are other people cleaning bins all over the country. There's not nearly enough that needs to be. There's an equipment
Yeah.
purchased up front, which keeps a lot of competition at bay. Not everyone's willing to
A
invest
higher cost of
50 to
entry, yeah.
there's a high cost of entry, high barrier of entry, which keeps a lot of competition out, which is great. We're willing to
Yeah.
invest in equipment and take that risk, and a lot of people aren't. So we're the ones that get to grow those subscriber bases and get that business.
Yeah, yeah, that's super cool, because then you can, yeah, and then when someone joins, like, you know that they're committed, because you're not gonna drop
Yeah,
$50,000 on something that you're just trying out.
that's just it. A lot of people get excited about this. And one thing I didn't see coming was how many people would buy equipment from us and get going, maybe on their own, and
Mhm.
their excitement level drops off. Maybe they scratched that itch and they cleaned a few cans and that was exciting. And then they lost interest in growing the biz. And then some people take it and just run with it and they scale and
Yeah.
scale and scale. Everyone has to work at their own pace and not everyone is cut out to be a business owner. The dream
Yeah.
is there, but boy, when the reality hits it, they've got to spend their money on marketing. They've got to get out there and put stickers on cans and they've got to grow this thing. That's the hard part. And I'm as
Yeah.
transparent as I can possibly be with people. You can make a lot of money doing this if you do these things. If you grow, if you market, if you get out there and put the effort out, you'll grow your business. If you don't, it's gonna sit
Yeah.
in your driveway and just collect dust.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah,
since it's a
everyone
franchise, you know what they need to do in order to grow, and it's just up to them about if they're gonna do it.
that's it. Our franchisees come on board kind of on third base, right? We're able to plug them into a system that's already working. They get the Bin Blasters blue trailer. They have our marketing system. We've got a graphic design team. We assign them a success coach. So it's really tough to fail on a franchise system unless you just give up, right? Because
Yeah.
we're there pushing you along, and everyone works at their own pace. Still, we still have to work with people, and some we never hear from, and some we have to put a lot of energy into, and
Mhm.
some just can self manage and just grow their own. Everyone's different, but we're there to meet people where they're at. And if they commit to us, we commit to them, and we're there for a 10-year franchise agreement to help them grow their business.
That's awesome. Have
Yeah.
you noticed different personality in the people that they run with it and they build something awesome fast versus the people that they scratch the itch and then they just kinda give up?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely an avatar that is a successful. You know, the best person to jump into this business is someone that, one, they have the capital to, and they understand I've got to market this thing to grow it. I'm okay to take this risk. I want the tax benefits of buying equipment for my business, and I want to put money into marketing, and I'm going to get those tax benefits, and I'm going to grow this thing to X amount of subscribers, and that's my goal. And there's some that don't really have a plan, right? We give them all the resources we can, but as a bin blaster, they come on board and we work out that plan with them. But there's definitely an avatar that does better. Let's just say ideal scenario, right? Maybe a previous business owner, they've grown something in the past. Example, an insurance agent, right? They've got to get a bunch of customers to, and that's that recurring revenue for them. They're very familiar with growing that customer base of insurance customers. So someone like that, someone that has grown a home service business, someone that already has a home service business, and they want to add bin cleaning to their lawn care business is great. They've got already hundreds or thousands of customers they can add bin cleaning onto. Um,
Yeah.
someone that has never run a business before and never marketed a business, never ran Facebook ads. I mean, that could be more difficult. It's doable. You can teach, you can learn anything. But yeah, you've got to be self motivated to get out and grow some.
Mm. So you think people who already know what hard feels like probably, they seem to
Oh,
have higher
definitely.
success rate?
This does not happen on its own. You could buy the biggest, most beautiful bin cleaning truck for 150 or $200,000, and it's going to sit in your driveway unless you market it. Yeah, we build billboards on the side of our trailers, and it's a big marketing thing running around, but got to be in those neighborhoods working it. People want the service, they need to know
Yeah.
you exist.
Yeah, right. Because there's an obvious there's more bins that need to be cleaned than bin cleaners to clean them, it sounds
Oh
like.
my gosh. You know
But
what happens,
you
Sam, is
just gotta
people,
find
that's it. People call up, they're like, I don't know if this will work in my area. I'm like, well, do they have garbage cans? Well, yeah. Does garbage stink in your area? Yeah. Well, then you got stinky garbage cans and people will pay you to clean them. Now, this isn't ideal for a rural area where you're maybe be a mile or two from the next neighbor. This is great for subdivisions, health communities, HOAs, property managers, colleges, you know, restaurants, nursing homes. This is where are the garbage cans at? Go to where they're at and where the people have money, right? Solve
yeah,
problems for people that it's not a big deal. What's 30 or 40 bucks a month to solve their dirty garbage can problem so their garage doesn't stink? They're happy to
yeah.
pay, right?
Yeah, because I don't
So
like
it's
going
if
outside and smelling a bad garbage can.
no, it's the worst. And if we can show up once a month, solve the problem, they don't have to be home, right? They don't need to let
Yeah.
us through a gate or anything. We text them the night before that we're coming the next day. We text them that day when we're on our way. The garbage cans are sitting on the street and they're empty. We can just pull up and clean a couple bins in 2 or 3 minutes. It's the best. They're just sitting there for us.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a pretty good system built within the business now.
We
How do the
do.
systems look different from when you started?
Well, we're always growing. We haven't figured it all out yet. We're
No.
still doing it, but we've got a team. When we first started franchising, it was myself and my partner Steve, who lives down in southern Utah. So I was kind of running things on my own, and then we had a customer service person helping me, and it was tough. We sold 10 locations really quickly, and I was just like, "Here you go, guys. Here's your equipment. Get to it. We'll turn some ads on for you." And as I saw them not grow as fast as I grew initially, because they weren't out making 3 or 4 TikToks a day. They were just like relying on my knowledge and this brand to help them grow. So I really quickly said, hold on, we can't sell any more locations because we don't have the team in place to properly onboard and train and support these franchisees. So
Yeah.
we stopped selling franchises for a couple years. I said, I'm not going to bring 50 more people on that I can't manage. That's a
Yeah.
nightmare. And so I went around, I started talking to franchise dev companies and different franchise sales agencies, and a lot of them were like, "You're not ready. You're not ready. We don't want your FDD, which is the franchise disclosure document. There's an item 19 where it shows all your financials, and it could give someone a financial picture of what's possible." They're like, "Well,
Mhm.
your item 19 is not good enough. It's this or that." I was like, "This is a very simple model. This isn't a restaurant. This isn't a retail location. This is just a piece of equipment and some marketing." And so I
Yeah.
found a team that had been in franchising for years and years and years, had worked with thousands of franchisees. And I said, "Do you want to come on board and help me do this?" And that's where we're at now. Now I have 8 to 10 people on a team and we are growing this thing and figuring it out and improving things every day. So it is night and day different than it was just me. Now I've got 8 to 10 people. It's awesome now.
Yeah.
It's much more enjoyable now. There's still hard days, but it's much more enjoyable.
Yeah. What does some of the hard look like? Because there's hard in every business. What does it look like in the franchise business?
Building a system that just works. Because it may work over here, but if this person doesn't put out this effort that we need, if they don't put out the yard signs or run the postcards or do this, and then they say, "Hey, I'm not growing quickly." Well, you didn't do what we laid out for you, right? Or, we've signed franchises and then we don't hear from them. And it's like, "What? Where'd you go?" And then maybe a month later they pop up, "Oh, sorry, I was traveling." But, we sign these agreements with people and not everyone is going to work out. And all we can do is say, "This is the package. This is what we offer. This is the system. This is how you grow. Is this what you want to do?" Yes. Great. So they sign the franchise agreement and they come on board. And then sometimes it just stops right there. That's crazy. So we have to then figure that out. So the hard part is bringing people on that we thought were ready to roll and then it just dies. And then we have to then figure that out because that's now on our
Yeah.
paperwork. We had a location that closed. That's on our paperwork. We have to report everything. And it was no fault of ours, but maybe it was our fault, right? But we brought this people anyway. You never know. It's like a job interview. People are putting their best foot forward, their best face, and sometimes they're not truthful with us. And then we find that out later. That's
Yeah.
only happened a couple times. We have some great people on board. We have some great people we just signed on that I'm so excited about. We have some really cool stuff happening.
Mhm. What's some of the cool stuff that's gonna be happening in the business?
Well, just the bigger our team gets and
Yeah.
the bigger our better our processes are, the better people we can attract. And as we attract one really good group and we can watch them grow quickly, then it's like, look what they did. This is what we
Yeah.
wanted to happen. And then it's like, oh, so we can just come on board and do that. Yeah. Then we're selling 3 locations over here. We're selling an entire state over here. That's when the growth really comes, is when you have locations that just get out there and follow the plan. Then it's easy to sell because, like, look, this is what happens when you follow the plan. So the
Yeah.
hard part can be when people don't follow the plan and we have to try and urge them and urge them. And it's tough, trying to urge someone to get out and grow their business. Like, don't you want to grow this? That's what you came on board for. But not everybody does. Or maybe it's something we did and we haven't gotten that out of them yet. It's on us. We take full responsibility if something goes south and then we fix it and do better the next time.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's franchising. I've talked to a lot of people that have franchised their business and they have the same kind of stories. So it's common. It's still not easy, but it's common.
Yeah. I like that. So one of the main goals of this podcast is to help younger guys like me really learn about what true success is. Like not just the financial, but the relationships and the health. And yeah, like health, wealth, relationships, and faith is the objective because like you could have the money and not have the relationships and it doesn't really matter. So when you were my age, what did you think success was as compared to now?
Man, I gotta think back, Sam. I never worried. I always knew I was gonna be fine. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wanted to work in movies or I wanted to be a chef, I thought, but it was never wanting to work for someone. It was always like, I wanna have this, I wanna grow this. And I hated working for people. I hated it. I hated having 2 or 3 bosses or sales managers above me, you know? And so I just knew that I was gonna run a business. I grew up my dad ran a commercial masonry business, so I was out, mixing mortar and building scaffolding and stacking block so the masons could build these big walls, you know? And, I knew I didn't wanna do that. I knew I could sell and I could talk to people and I could communicate a message and I could tell a story. And now that there's video content out there that you can do anything. Like, any idea I think of, I can walk through the whole thing and like, "Yeah, that's doable." Well, I can't do it right now, but I know that's doable because 'cause I've seen how the whole thing could work out, and it's exciting now. So, yeah, now it's just like, "Man, what do I wanna do? What else do I wanna do?"
Yeah, it seems like the higher up you get, it's more of, like, just creation, like, what can I create at this point?
It's fun. My dream job would be build a business for a year and sell it, and then go the next thing, like, spend 1 year laser focused and get it to a certain point, and then it's valuable for someone else. And it's like, "Great, I got that idea out of my system. Let's work on the next idea for 1 year solid and just build it up and do everything and document everything." That's my ideal, like, that's my dream life right there. And then eventually I'll be able to do that, but right now we're focused on this.
Yeah, that's super cool, and I also like how you're even though you mentioned you've got, like, 10 other ideas of what you could be doing right now, like, you're still laser focused on the bin blasters because you can't be working on it all at once or it's all gonna go nowhere.
You really have to be, and you got a kid on talking on TikTok about tried this, tried this, tried this, tried this. You just gave up too soon, man. You didn't
Yeah, like,
give
you
it
didn't
enough
really
time.
try.
You didn't
Yeah.
really try. You bought a pressure washer and you cleaned a couple driveways. And when it didn't blow up in the first month, you said, well, that's a dumb business. So that happens a lot because we want instant gratification. And believe me, I wanted out of bin blasters multiple times over the years. We actually had it up for sale, and the business broker that was going to sell it for us ended up being a franchisee.
Really?
Yeah, I said, "What if we don't sell this thing? What if we franchise it?" He goes, "I'll buy a franchise." So, like and he's like, "You guys are doing great at marketing." He's like, "I don't have to do anything." He's like and he's our top location now.
Well,
And,
that's awesome.
it is awesome, but he was gonna help me sell the thing, and then I said, "What if we didn't sell it?" So, you
That's
just
cool
have
to
to
see
stick.
where that went, like, that one
Yeah,
conversation and now where it's taken the
yeah,
business.
yeah, he was helping me sell it, and we had some people actually, another person that was looking at buying it, I said, "Hey, I think we're gonna franchise instead." And they were our first franchisee. Here in Utah. So those 2 people
Oh, that's
split that
cool.
original area that I grew. We split it in half and gave them those customers and gave him the other customers. So they got started with a big, 4 or 500 subscribers each
Yeah.
on
So
the
you didn't plan
TikTok.
a franchise when you were building the business at
Oh, no, no,
first?
no, no. I didn't at all. I
You
thought we're just gonna grow in Utah. I'm gonna have 5 or 10 trucks from Logan down to St. George, and we'll be the biggest in Utah. And then people started commenting, "Franchise, franchise, franchise." I'm like, "Guys, just buy equipment and get started. You don't need to franchise this." And then I started seeing people failing over and over and over. I was like, how are they failing at this? The garbage cans are sitting on the street. It takes 2 minutes to clean them. The equipment's not that expensive. You can make 10, 20, 30, $50,000 a month. And they're failing at this. I was like, they just didn't have any direction or really the knowledge on how to market something. So I was like, all right, this really does need a model that works and they can plug them into. And I mean, I'm a
yeah.
DIYer kind of guy. Like I figured it out. So I assumed everyone else can figure it out. But not everyone's brain works that way. They want to be told what to do, and that's okay. Plug me into a system, save me all that effort and time, and just plug me in. That's why franchises are so popular. Now, there's what, 6,000 franchise models out there because people have packaged up what works and said, here, jump in.
Yeah,
Some of
it
them are
seems to
great,
be
some of them are not.
popular. Yeah. So what are some of the other business ideas you've had been? Some of the other stuff you wanna work on?
I don't know if I want to tell you. I'll tell you. There's no
Okay.
big deal. There's just things I've always wanted to do, right? Since I was a kid. Like I want to own a hot dog stand really bad. So I'm probably going to
Yeah.
buy a hot dog trailer and I have a whole model worked out where I'm not just parked up at a street hoping people come by. I have a certain way I'm going to focus on neighborhoods so we can be in neighborhoods selling hot dogs and they can order online. There's a popcorn model I want to work out because popcorn everyone loves popcorn, but it's all about the visuals. What kind of content can I create around making popcorn? And then how can we make it fun with fun flavors and fun ideas? And we can mail order, right? That's an easy one. Um,
Yeah.
I want to do a wiener dog Airbnb ranch, right? Like how fun to pull up and there's 30 wiener dogs out there and you could pick a couple wiener dogs and hang out with them for the night and play with those. And then, I mean, how fun would that be to show up to a wiener dog ranch? And it's just fun.
Yeah,
Like, that's a fun idea that people would love to come to. So it's just I always think of content first. What would content be around this, and how enjoyable would it be to grow this kind of business? Um, but yeah, I'll probably work on a hot dog concept next.
that's cool.
I've always
Yeah,
wanted to do it, and the people love hot dogs, and there's only one area was only one around, and they're limited on what you can get on their hot dogs. I'm like, why isn't anybody making dogs you can put all this other stuff on? And
yeah,
they're cheap, they're not expensive. I wanna do food that's not $20. It's crazy going to McDonald's now. Food's so overpriced. So if you can work out a lower cost model, hot dogs could work. Everyone loves hot dogs. So
yeah.
that's probably
I
the
think
next
that's
thing I'll
cool.
work on.
I like how
Mm,
you look at it through content first because
yeah.
all businesses seems to be that you've got to be online and you got to have
Well,
content.
people don't realize what they could do. Like, everybody that runs a business should be making content. Find the most random employee you have, and you make content for us, and it'll probably work because they don't want some polished, good-looking CEO. They want some random guy that's funny, or he's boring, or he's entertaining. It doesn't matter. It's going to find its audience, and that business
Yeah,
is going to get a following because the algorithm will find who wants to watch those videos. Any business
yeah.
should be making content. And when they don't, and they're advertising like crazy and dumping all this money, and I'm like, you're just wasting. What are you doing? Just make videos every day, all day.
If they put that advertising money into the
Come on.
content, the ROI would be crazy.
It is crazy. If they just made better content or more, whatever, entertain people.
And it doesn't
And
have
that's
to be
where we're
high
really
budget at
shifting.
all.
It doesn't have to be high
Yeah.
budget. The higher budget stuff doesn't work as well.
It's crazy,
Obviously
yeah.
obviously it does. The Mr. Beast stuff, those work. But the high
Yeah, yeah,
production value of like a business trying to do some big polished video, it's like, no one wants to see an ad. They want to be entertained. And
yeah,
it's easy to get in that mode where you just sell, sell, sell. But we're really shifting now. We have some fun ideas coming to entertain more. And it's like, I'm sick of selling, guys. Let's just make
yeah.
people smile or laugh.
I'm excited to see that
Me
content when it
too,
comes
man.
out.
Me too. We have some fun stuff.
Um, all right, so my next question is what kind of content do you think I should maybe create to promote my podcast? What might that look
Clips,
like? Just
clips of you,
clips.
clips
Yeah.
of your guests. People just want to see it, just needs to be entertaining or educational to them. If you have some really good sound bites or really interesting conversations, put the small clips out there. People want to watch 15 to 30 seconds, right? They don't want to watch 2 or 3 minutes. Get some interesting, maybe just good sound bites, good captions, and good description below. And the algorithm will pick up, if you're doing captions on the screen, it's reading everything you're putting on the screen. So the
Yeah.
more you can tell the algorithm what this video is about and who that person is, it's going to find that right audience. And it's just consistency, Sam.
Yeah.
Most people are going to stop posting after 2 or 3 videos if they don't get a bunch of views. But the people that stick in there and say, I'm going to do 100 episodes and I'm going to do it consistently, just do that. There's so many entrepreneurs around Utah you can talk to. And if you can send them a clip, say, hey, this is the kind of podcast we do. I'm really curious about your business. And then they can say, great, if I can get some clips from it, sure, and help you out. Like, everyone needs content, needs clips of them talking about their business, and you need clips of your podcast. All I can say is just
Oh yeah, I
keep
guess
doing it.
I hadn't thought about how it could help the people on the podcast too, because then
Oh,
they've got
100%.
content that they
Yeah,
can
people love,
post for themselves.
because I'm not going to sit here and make a video of me saying this stuff to myself, right? Like talking to the wall, like some people do. It's easier to have a
Yeah.
conversation and talk about these things I've talked about for 6 years. And yeah, the business owners love it. They need those clips too.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good selling point to get some guests on
Yeah.
here.
That's why I was saying if you could provide the clips vertical stacked, and then it's easy to post those,
Yeah.
top and bottom videos, and it's great. I'll take as many as you can send over.
Yeah, and it's a win-win because it helps me, and I hadn't even thought it's gonna help the people too. I like
Buddy,
that.
you got with AI tools now, like this is probably I haven't seen Riverside, but I'm sure it's gonna cut it up for you. It's gonna
Oh
find
yeah, I
sound
will.
bites, and then eventually you're gonna send this to an editor, maybe say, hey, pull out the best stuff. But boy, just keep going. Just have a log of every podcast you do, all the video clips, and just post 3 to 5 times a day. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Reels, everything. And, people start watching. And if they don't, keep
Yeah.
going because eventually they'll start watching. And then you'll find your rhythm. You know, what's my angle? What's my this? How do I bring this in? How do I tie it together? But if you're helping young guys trying to start out, that's a great niche. You know, guys your age are trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Do I want to go out and sell door to door all summer? Do I want to start a business? Start a freaking business. Every kid 20 years old above should be starting a business. Do not go
Yeah,
work for someone. Do not.
because the
Don't
lessons you're gonna learn is
The
crazy.
lessons you're going to learn. You're going to go work for someone else and build their dream, right? Figure it out. There are kids 20 to 30 years old millionaires picking up junk, right? The simplest thing you could do, but they're outgrowing it. They're growing these sales teams. They're growing this. They're growing bin cleaning business, window cleaning, pressure washing. They're outgrowing businesses instead of working for someone else. And it's
Yeah.
so valuable because they're starting young and they'll never have to go work for somebody. I love it.
Right, and then if they want to, they can, but I think the
Sure.
skill of starting a business, like, what it's gonna teach you is
So much
invaluable.
more valuable. And if they do it once and they see and if they stick with it, hey, businesses are going to fail. Not everything's going to work out. But if you really give it your all, then you say, all right, what did I learn from that? And take those lessons and apply that to the next. My next business I start, it's going to be completely different because I've learned all the stupid things I did. Now it's going to be, I know what I need to document, where I need to focus my time, where to get funding, where to do this, where before we were just figuring it all out. So now I can give those lessons to people. But now with the next business I start, it's going to be a lot more fun because I can just fast track it and get right to the point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think that's good advice to start a business, and then you'll learn the lessons. Did you
You're
have
going to
any
learn so
businesses
much.
when you were younger? Did you
Yeah.
ever have a business?
Yeah.
What was that?
But I didn't until I was married with my Amber and I. We've created quite a bit. We had the arm sleeves that basketball players wear. Like the long arm sleeves. We had a business where we printed
Yeah.
those. We bought a big,
Huh,
large format printer, and we wrapped a van, and we were going to go to like soccer tournaments and baseball tournaments and print team sleeves right there on site. But
that's cool.
a previous job I had caught wind of it and shut me down for a non-compete. They thought I was taking their business, and I was going in a totally different direction, but they didn't want to hear it. So a guy showed up at
Really?
my door one day with a lawsuit, and I had to
That's
stop doing that.
wild.
It was wild. It was an awful couple years getting through that because I was trying to do something different, and they thought I was going to take their
Yeah.
customers, and it was a totally different customer base over here. I was going after sports teams and custom stuff. It was similar, I guess, but I was like, I'm just ready to move on and do my own thing. So that was the first one we started together. Then we had another product we still sell. We had these little card table forts. These really cute print. My wife's a designer, so she could print like barnyard and space and all these different themes. And they would put the table cover over the card table, and then you got this little fort for little kids. And then we started
That's
selling
fun.
yeah. Then we started selling table covers to Girl Scout cookies or Girl Scouts when they sell cookies in the January through April. And so we
Yeah.
still sell those online. Every season we sell 1,000 of those or whatever. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. My next question for you is, what have been some of the best books that you've read? Do you
I
read a
read
lot
a
of
lot
books?
of yeah, I read a lot of fiction. My brain, I have a hard time I have a hard time digging into business and self-help books because I just feel bad about myself, right? I just feel like, God, I'm not doing enough. But I'm already so busy all the time. The last thing I
No,
wanna do
yeah.
is fill my brain with more, "You're not doing good enough,"
More
right? So I
to-dos, more
exactly. Do this, you're do and it's just like, I know where I'm lacking. And so I love
yeah.
consuming content. I'd rather listen to podcasts and listen to it instead of sit there and take that week or 2 to read a book, right? So I listen to a lot of books. I love just fun, crime books and fiction books that can just take me out of work for a while and entertain me, and then I can go back to work.
Yeah.
No, I have a hard time reading business books because I just feel bad about what I'm not doing.
Yeah, and it said that, the best personal development course is running a business, and so I think you're still gonna be learning plenty just by
Yeah.
having a
I mean, right
business.
now, if an Alex Hormozy video pops up, I watch the whole thing. I may go
Yeah.
down to one of the things they offer in Vegas because I would love to spend a couple days with his team, just learning about scaling and learning about fixing business problems. So that's an option. I could always, sign up for one of those. But they're I've started a lot of business books and a lot of self-help books, but I don't do it very long because I'm just too bored. I get bored so quick. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I haven't met a lot of people who have still built something awesome, but don't read a lot of books like that. It's cool to see that you can still build a great business without
For sure.
having to
Books are
read
books.
a
I
bunch of
mean,
books.
knowledge is out there. I would rather watch
Yeah.
interviews with people and get clips and get the good sound bites. I
Yeah.
just can't dive into a self-help book and read, for a week on it. Um,
Yeah.
I like going to development things. I like going to retreats, where there's a 2 or 3 day retreat where you can dig in and do that kind of like I'd rather be in person with doing it or figuring it out. With ChatGPT and AI now, like you can work through any business concept or any idea. It's so fun. That's what I spend my time. If I'm not
Yeah.
working on this, I'm working on just other business ideas, just hashing things out. You know, that's my free time is just more work or my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's great. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any more questions. It's
That's
been
all
great
right. It's been great talking to you.
to learn from
How's the
you.
detailing? How's your stuff going? You gonna focus on this now? What are you gonna be working on?
Yeah, so I've been thinking because I would wanna in the future, I see myself, being online and, like, teaching business, and I just decided that this is what I wanna do right now. I've been thinking about it for a couple months. So I'm still kind of doing the detailing business, but I'm shifting gears into a podcast because I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot and make connections
You
and
will.
start building my personal brand.
You just reach out, you ask people, you send them some clips of other podcasts you've done. Hey, could I get 30 minutes of your time? And a lot of people are great. They're gonna do it with you. They wanna talk. They wanna help because it's an easy
Yeah,
way to help young people, right? We can talk for 30 minutes and get out some good knowledge. And it's helpful. Guys your age are looking for this kind of information, and there's a lot of it out there. But boy, when you can focus it on Utah, like, oh, I've seen that company. Oh, that's the guy that runs that company, or that's the lady that started
yeah,
Swig. Like one of my partner's son, Caden, is one of our partners now, and he used
that's
to do a
cool.
podcast, and he interviewed all kinds of really successful Utah entrepreneurs and learned so much from that. And they
Yeah,
all said yes. They all said yes. He would email and they would say yes. It was incredible. He didn't know them, but he made
that's
connections
awesome.
and asked. So yeah, just keep asking people. Reach out, be kind, be persistent, and stick to a time and just be respectful of that 30 minutes or whatever. And send them the clips. It's valuable to them. They love those clips because they'll use them for their
Yeah,
content.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get a bunch of clips made from this interview.
that'd be great. I would love it, Sam. I'll post whatever you'll send.
Awesome. Do you have any more advice for, people my age trying to learn about true success? What would you tell the guys like
Well,
me?
start simple. Um, Stay focused. Don't give up too quick. I love when Alex Hormozy talks about it's so easy to outwork anyone because most people give up so quick. So just stick. I mean,
Yeah,
if you worked on one thing for 1 year, you are so far ahead of anybody else that tried that because very few people stick to anything for a year. Right. So,
yeah,
yeah, if you stuck to one business idea and one concept for a year, you're very likely going to succeed at that because you gave it a lot of focus and time. Most people give up in 2 to 3 months, if that.
that's
You know,
crazy.
they just they buy equipment, they buy whatever, and that didn't work, and they sell it for a loss and start something else. So just
Yeah,
stick with it. If your persistence will out persist anybody, because we
yeah.
all want it to
Well,
happen right now.
no, yeah, it's crazy the instant gratification people want these days.
Yeah, it is. Got to stick
Yeah,
with it.
where can people learn more about you, Casey?
Binblasters.com, garbagecancleaning.com. Our TikTok is Casey Bin Blasters, and our Instagram is Dirty Bin Blasters. And we just make all kinds of content. And some of it works, some of it's great, some of it's dumb, but we just keep making it, and we're gonna keep making more.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming on today, Casey.
Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate it, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was great to have you.